Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Maplev here, and today we'll dive into the deep sea of uncharted territory, or better say, into the deep sea, to the iceberg of different borders. Today we'll take a look at Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Or let's say we'll take a look at the border between them. This border actually divides poor between rich, you can say. Here in Haiti, you have a lot of violent crime, a lot of, problems, actually, poverty, illnesses, you name it. In the Dominican Republic, on the other hand, you have lots of people, lots of tourists coming there, enjoying their vacation at the beaches or going to Santo Domingo, the main capital. Yeah, and actually, here you speak Spanish, and here in Haiti, you speak French. Also, pretty interesting. But what we're interested in is the border, and I actually never took a closer look at it, and actually, I also don't know so much about it. So we'll just dive in and just take a look what expect us. And we start in Pedernales, or Anse-à-Pitre. Yeah. So it's already pretty interesting. We've got a Spanish speaking town and a French speaking town right over at the border. And here, Frontera Pedernales. You see there's a border. And it looks pretty relaxed up there. Let's take a look. How heavily is it guarded? Yeah. I don't know what that is. Maybe a military academy, whatever. But yeah, it's also already pretty interesting. So we'll just take a look. And obviously, the border is this river. Even if it has some overlapping here with the actual border. Yeah, and those two cities, they are divided and it looks pretty deserty. Or maybe this photo was taken in the summer, I don't know. And what do we have here? The Destacamento Paso Sena, whatever that is. Yeah, and it looks like here the border is pretty much the river. And yeah, there's not so much going on, but it looks, what do we have here? Banano. Is Banano a church? Yes, it is a church. Why is it named Banano? I don't know. And let's take a look. What's going on here? Another church. Well, the Dominicans seem to like to build churches right next to the border. Bois d'Orme. That doesn't look like a city here. Whatever that is. Holiday apartment rental. Well, you can see there's not so much going on here. It's just a border and a nice street right next to it. Probably for the military to patrol it, or for whatever reason people build a road. And yeah, we've got another church, but you never actually see a picture of church. Here's Pistachio. Yeah, there's so many small villages. See, the Dominicans built their road pretty close to the border. Oh, and here we have the first weird thing at this border. Why is it like almost a square or whatever, corner, pretty sharp corner? There has to be a reason for this. Maybe they try to agree on something, whatever. And the Puesto Militar El Aguacate is obviously a bed and breakfast. I thought it's a military point, but there's also nothing here. I think there's some faulty information here. I don't know. Yeah, and it pretty much goes on like this. There are cities Mare Doble. There have to be some houses scattered here. Yeah, probably everyone has a nice piece of land and can live in freedom, or in peace. I don't know. I didn't expect it to be this empty, actually. There's not so much going on here, except of here, what do we have here? Fontveret, a nice little border city with 40,000 inhabitants, which also doesn't really look like a city. So you can see, let's compare this with a city of, maybe there is one, the Dominican. Well, we're not there yet. El Limon looks more like a city that I have in mind, but still, everyone has a nice hut. Probably also lemons, since it's El Limon. And yeah, it's interesting. Took a nice sip of water here, of Mare Doble. And we'll continue our journey. Yeah, Haiti. Here's Haiti. Here's the Dominican. Nice. And now it gets interesting because, as you can see, if you ever get a boat, oh, that's actually not a lake of water here. Seems to be faulty information again. It's just maybe this was once flooding river, or I cannot tell. Well, but what's really interesting is this border city here. Actually, this part is Haitian. It looks like a port or a cemetery for old stuff you don't really need. And then there's the Dominican. You have the Frontera de Rimani. And yeah, like this little part of the city is Haitian. I don't know how that comes. And here you have a nice lake. Again, wow. And I think this looks pretty cool because there are two lakes here, two big lakes. And okay, I have to take a short skip from here, from the border, because that looks so interesting. This Isla Cabritos, yeah, it looks cool. I love islands that are located in lakes. I don't know why. Because here, you see it's an islandception. You have an island here, the whole island of those two. There has to be a name for it. La Española? I don't know. And then you have a lake inside of that. And then you have an island on this lake. And the Centro de Visitantes. And no pictures at all. But that's pretty cool, I think. Also, this part of the lake seems to be Dominican, with the shell right here. Nice lake. And yeah, if you cross your boat over here with boat, you are in different waters, like this island. Looks cool. Looks cool. Then we will continue. And yeah, you have the same thing here. I don't know why they just get rid of this part of the lake and gift it to Haiti, like the Dominicans. Doesn't seem to me that there's so much. Yeah. Also, same with Las Lajas. This cannot be right? Is this city Haitian? Because if it is, it's pretty cool. It's almost like an exclave. If they can only reach this city from this Lake Azuay. Yeah, maybe. It also looks again like a junkyard, but it's obviously a city. I don't mean to be rude here, but yeah, it is Haiti, actually. Google Maps says it's Haiti. Yeah, and that's a Dominican. That's interesting. I have to look that up. I'll note it. Yeah. And let's get right there. It's the same here. A beach for Haitians. Well, actually, the whole beach is Haitian. Except for here. For whatever reason. I wonder if they... Well, you can see it. There's actually the border here. So that is officially not just in Google Maps it's Haitian territory. And maybe it's heavily guarded because it's so easy to just get over there and say, hey, I'm still in my country and I'll just cross there. Yeah, maybe they got an immigration control thing over there. I don't know. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Maybe it's the same with that beach. And maybe it's even the same with that boat post. But then, if those are. No, it looks more like rocks. Okay, I gotta calm down. That was pretty exciting. Here you have the same thing over here, over here. This beach is Haitian. Yeah, pretty cool. Then we just cross some rocks here. Basically, cross some mountains. And we'll continue. How far are we? Not almost a half, but I'll go on. Yeah, you go to through the wilderness. Yeah, just cross some military points here. Cacique Enriquillo. Oh, that looks great. Actually, it looks fantastic. And here, look at this military personnel. They have the best view. Probably for a militaristic reason, but it's still very pretty. Also, you have a road here, and probably here you can go to the Mercado Sabana Real and enjoy the nice view. You know, you don't have street view here. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, and I think you can enjoy the landscape much better with the satellite mode. Okay, so that's also interesting. Two provinces. One here and one here. Elias Piña province and Independencia province. And it's the same thing over there in Haiti. You also have two, the Centre Department and West Department. So maybe here there is something here which makes them divide both their provinces here. Maybe it once was a huge historical province. I don't know. Or it's just because there is a valley. We can look at the terrain map and you see, yeah, there is a valley going on right here. But yeah, could be a reason. But we are not here to talk about province borders. We are talking about international borders. So we'll continue. And yeah, the Dominicans really have lots of military camps here. Also, lots of schools. Yeah, that looks really heavily guarded for a school. Maybe there are some robbers coming from Haiti. I don't know. Maybe that's what the Dominicans think. Maybe they have many prejudices. Maybe it's just because they like to guard their schools, which must not be a bad thing. Actually, this border is quite interesting, I think. It's pretty linear here again. But I'm having fun. I am having fun. Oh, and I like those, like here you can see it's 1,600 meters. That's actually pretty tall. Pretty tall mountain. Yeah, and another water reservoir. And also, it seems to be agriculture, but it's crossing the border. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe the Dominicans just stole a little bit of land. And here again, some huts. Maybe they're working over there. Who knows? Oh, I want to go back to the map. You know, I actually like this terrain map. It's cooler. You can see how they meet at the mountains. And here you have again a city, frontier, Haitian-Dominican, and maybe this run here you can maybe see the Haitian frontalière, the border. Yeah, looks pretty messy, but also nice. Like probably built cheap. And then, which is also interesting, you have like the border here. You can actually see the the border fence. But there's a road running right there. Like, actually, if that is right, if that is correct, you just cross the international border here. But because the Dominicans built a fence, probably they don't care if Haitians use the road. Let's see, then it's again no man's land. So what I'm seeing is this border crosses a lot of, empty land where there's not so much going on here. It's just mountains. We had a lake. But it seems to get exciting here. Again, it's following a river. Now it starts to make sense. Like here it's just a straight line, but then it crosses some rivers. Yeah. You see the Dominicans, they really build a lot in the near tourist attraction. Whatever is this? San Antonio. Yeah, you don't have many pictures here. Yeah, the Dominicans, they built something always close to the border, but also like the Haitians live at the border too. But there seem to be more tourist attractions on the other side. Yeah, and here they decided to go that way with the river, not that way. Good for Haiti. Campamento Guaroa. I would like to stay in that inn. Probably very nice, can recommend it. And you have so many iglesias, so many churches here on the Dominican side. It's quite scary. Yeah, we'll go on. It's no man's land. Maybe it looks different here, but river seems to be pretty big, and there's also almost no bridges. Maybe you can cross here. That looks kind of like a path. Yeah, probably there's also not so much trade going on between these two countries, because basically there is not so much opportunity. Wait, I gotta check if at I hope I can remember where we were. Do they have? Yeah, of course. Here they had a. Yeah, but it's also just one tiny little bridge. What's happening? Okay, I gotta go back to where we were. Yeah, so what I'm saying is maybe there's not so much going on between these two countries. This looks like a nice little city. Banica. Right at the river. It's almost like an island. Almost. Monumentos Natural Cerro de San Francisco. Also nice little forest. Another city looks like this. Pedro Santana. And then we'll go on. Wait, now it's not following a river, it's following a street, a road. that is interesting. Again, it's really interesting because you can see there is no border post here. So is this road considered Dominican or Haitian? Because it's basically both. Or are you only allowed to drive on one side if you don't want to cross borders? I don't know. That is weird. Like we have this whole road here and it's actually divided between two countries. I wonder if they build it together, because then it would be a very nice symbol of, yeah, two neighbors working together. Yeah, it goes on like a while. And here Haitians can actually use that road. And there's no border post again. So I guess they don't really consider this a border. That is weird. How do they manage to, like, administrate this? And here you can see, the road, which is shown on a satellite, and the road, which is shown on maps, and the border. All of them are different. So maybe they built it after the... Maybe there was a river or something, because it kind of looks like a river to me. Like this whole road goes. Here you have, like, what is that? What is that? Did they, like, say, come on, let's just give this resting station to Haiti or whatever? Doesn't matter. The road is divided anyway. So, and here they gave it back to the Haitians, this part of the road. So that is like a architectural, political wonder that this road exists with this town right next to it. Like, now it makes a whole more lot of sense, because the point where, like, this splits up, where the border isn't following the river anymore, is that part where the border begins to follow the street, because you would have to cross the river to get to the Dominican Republic. So they just said, we don't need any... Yeah, we don't need to argue about that, the Dominicans said, I guess. And they just agreed to share the road. Which is quite crazy, I think. Because you could still get to the country. You just need a very nice boat and be able to, carry that boat. What's going on here? Yeah, we've been there. So this goes on and on and on, as you can see. Puesto La Palmita. That looks like a military base. So we finally have a military base here. So they are controlling it, kind of. Maybe because there is a town and a road. Yeah, I don't know. So many questions in my head right now. So many questions about this border. I have to dig deeper about this topic, because it goes on and on and on. Probably as long as the river goes. Let's see. I can imagine it. Yeah, there we got it. My theory is right. The border stops right here and takes a turn and goes back to the river again. So why is this whole land not Haitian? Probably because of the road. I'm not sure. And here you speak French. L'église de la Foi apostolique de Tilloré. And here you also speak French. Ouvre de Dieu Hotel. Interesting. Maybe many people from Haiti go over there and spend night in the Dominican. So let's not continue with the road. Let's continue with the border. Yeah, it just follows the river. It just follows the river. Some practical exclaves here. Guess they don't play so much of a role. It's going on and on and on. Here we have Rivière Maroguayen, which also looks pretty weird. Like, what's going on here? It's, yeah. Sometimes I wonder what people are thinking who draw these borders. Like, let's say this part of the river is ours. we want to take a bath and wash some gold, or yeah, pour some chemical waste into it. Let's give us this part of the river. Why not? And here you also cross a lot of no man's land, a lot of nothing, emptiness. I wonder why. I wonder why they made this border in the middle of nowhere instead of in the middle of a big town like in Berlin. Remember, was exciting. Was not so good for the people, obviously. Nonetheless, it was exciting. And it just goes on. Where are we right now? Oh, we're more than half. You gotta remember, we took a lot of turns here, so we're almost through. Chevalier, Monumento. They were so creative about it. But again, there are not so many bridges. This means there's not so much of trade between Haiti and Dominican. But I could be wrong. But it's just what I think from looking at this map. Yeah, it kind of sucks that there are not so many pictures. I would love to like hike this whole thing one day and take a look. Here, that's nice. That's a tourist attraction. Waterfalls. Looks like waterfalls too. Yeah. Well, that's kind of interesting here. Let's see. Now, keep in mind, we're close to a big city. Let's see. It's again, you can see those two cities are both pretty big, actually. The Gabon seems to be really big. And on a Minte arrondissement too. And they only have one bridge again. One maybe heavily guarded bridge, I don't know. Control de aduanas. And a big market, probably. Also a big market on the other side. So, Dominicans and Haitians, they both seem to benefit from shopping in another country. Why? I'm not sure. Probably because of reasons. Also here a big factory on the Haitian side, which is also quite interesting. You seem to get nice cake here. Maybe this is a investment project from both countries. I don't know. And again, after the city, you also see the differences in house building. Like, no, actually, it looks quite the same. But here you can see there's a whole lot of. I guess it's has higher here population density. Internet. You can get the internet. Nice. Yeah, probably much higher population density right here in Haiti. This looks more like with more squares. This looks like they just build it somehow. Interesting. Maybe people from Haiti want to live close to border. And here you now have a border patrol road. Maybe even a fence, as it looks. And now they can just, here you have a watchtower. They can just guard. Yeah, they can just guard the border. It's easy peasy, because, you can actually see that it's always the Dominicans who guard the border heavily. So yeah, you can see there's a maybe economical difference between these two countries, and the Dominicans maybe they have it better because they have a whole lot of money just for military and border outposts, but also because people from Haiti want to go to the Dominican Republic because of money. And here you have a large river basin or whatever that is. And it's cool because you can see the river is going to the sea and it gets larger. At least that's what I think. And this looks weird. Is that a lake or is that like some kind of irregularity in Google Maps? Or is it industrial waste because it looks like it? Or maybe it's a cloud or something, sun reflection. Also because here the river looks totally yellowish, and here it's oh how embarrassing. It wasn't a river basin, it's just the road for whatever reason. Maybe they found gold over there or something. That's a weird place. And then we're almost there at the sea. We're almost through. And we see a Hacienda Urania, which is just a lot of fields. There's just a lot of fields here. There's not so much going on between these two countries. And here the river's going bigger and bigger and bigger. And right there, we have it. Right there is the actual end of the border between the two countries and between Haiti and the Dominican. Wow. This was simply an amazing journey. And here you have a big city again, and no big city on the Haitian side. But before we finish our course here, we'll just take a look at this island. Isla de Buccaneers. Oh, the island of the Buccaneers. Cool, pirate island. Yeah, that's cool. That probably doesn't count as an island on an island in a lake or whatever, because it's right there. It's connected to the sea, but still cool. Maybe that broke through the water. And the Fort Liberté, French-speaking Haitian border post or tourist attraction. Maybe it actually is a French post because it looks historical, and maybe the French people had some kind of navy there. And people, that's it. We made it. We crossed the whole border between these two countries, but still there are some islands left, and I want to explore them. Yeah, there's not so much going on here. It's just nice Playa de la Punta Luna. Nice. I want to go there. And here we have a whole lot of islands. I guess they're all Dominican. Unavailable. Tororo. What is it? It doesn't say. Is this Dominican? Or is this French? Well, I'm not sure. It's a mystery. Cayo Muertos. This looks Dominican too. Cayo Ratas. Oh, nice. It's a bird island. Cayo Monte Grande. Maybe it's a bird island too. We won't know. Yeah, it's just some islands scattered around here. Not so much going on. But this has to be Haitian. It's in the North Atlantic Ocean. It's not belonging to any country. It seems like it. So, what did we learn today? We gotta learn. I learned that I have to look at these islands again and find out which country every of them belongs. And I learned that the border here is pretty empty. It's not so much going on here, except for some nice lakes, some mountains, some people living there, doing not so much. Border patrols, churches on the Dominican side, and nonetheless, it was exciting. Was interesting to look at, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Our fun little journey through this island, Española, I hope it's right, through this island to the border between Dominican Republic and Haiti. Thanks for watching. That was MapLive, and I hope you have a nice day. See you next time when we explore another border. See you guys.